Test.
I will check to see if it is on, and then I will. Yep, we are good.
All right.
All
And
right.
starting in five, four, three, roll it.
Hey, everyone, and welcome to the ninth overall edition of the Orange and Blue Breakdown, where we bring to you all things in the world of the New York Mets. I'm Mets Rock, aka Nick.
And I am Dave, aka Captain Caps.
And we thought that we would have Jason finally back with us tonight, but unfortunately he is not here. And before we bring you tonight's episode, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Now let's get right to it as we break down the past 2 weeks in Mets baseball, with the finishing up the series against the Baltimore Orioles, the Kansas City Royals, the very annoying All-Star break that I am still pissed off about, the series with the Cincinnati Reds, and the recently finished series with the Angels. So we're going to start off like we did with the last show with the latest injuries. Starling Marte returned today from a knee bruise. Danielle Nunez, done for the year, done for next year. With Tommy John surgery, the worst kind of surgery you could have.
Puts you out for
Max Kronick
over a year.
could be the rest of the entirety of next year. Max Kronick out for the season to undergo surgery, whether it's flexor surgery or Tommy John, it's unknown at this point. Jesse Winker back on the IL with back inflammation, received epidural and rests another several days. Paul Blackburn began rehab on 7/18. To return from shoulder impingement, Tyler McGill began a throwing program on July the 5th, but not eligible to return until August 14th. But you know what? You forgot one, David. You forgot a very important guy that came back the other day.
Well, there was Kodai Senga that came back. There was Sean Manaea that came back. Who am I missing?
Rayleigh is back.
That is correct.
We got Brooks Raley back in our lineup, and he's already performing better than the guys that are on the injured list.
Well, that is a big boost for the bullpen. Big, 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 big.
Okay, so we're going to start off with the middle set of the doubleheader, middles of the series with the Orioles, because we actually recapped the first game on our previous show.
Yep, and the game that was supposed to go on was rained out, so here we go.
Yes, I had the unfortunate powers to announce that it was rained out that night.
Yes.
So, on July 10th, the first game of a doubleheader, oh boy. Ryan Stanek, everybody. Let's give him a round of applause. Man, this guy knows how to piss me the hell off.
Pushes my buttons
And now
as well.
holds a 1-0 lead. Offense goes 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. The Mets lose the game 3-1 to the Orioles. Well, let's just go on with the doubleheader.
Yeah.
Patchwork bullpen blows 2-0 lead and cannot keep game close after Mets tied game 3-3. Mets get swept in doubleheader, losing 7-3, and they lose the series. Like, what is going on with these Mets that we can't beat teams that we should be beating half the time?
Unbelievable. But then, moving on to the next series, we end up taking that one. So I'll do the honors for that one. Damn. Kodai Senga returns, tossing 4 scoreless innings, and then a slumping Mark Vientos, who had shattered his bat earlier in the game after a strikeout with the bases loaded, comes through this time with a bases clearing double. to put the Mets ahead. And then the Mets score four more in the ninth on two-run homers by Francisco Lindor and Juan Soto, and the Mets go on to beat the Royals 8-3.
And you would think that's like the start of something hot for Lindor and Soto and all that. But great way to return for Kodai Senga. He pitched a great game. Wish he would have went a little longer. I don't get why 4 innings is a thing now.
Yep.
Let's get to game two. Soto 2-run homer, Keys offense. Montas allows 1 run in 5 innings. Bullpen throws scoreless ball the rest of the way. Mets beat the Royals 3-1. Now, July 13th is a very significant day for the New York Mets. The return of the man that basically led us through the postseason last year with one of his best years in the majors ever, because he was on a suck team that used to play in Oakland. The return of Sean Manaea out of the bullpen for some reason. I don't get that at all.
Yeah, I would have figured since Clay Holmes is experienced out of the bullpen that they would use him as the reliever instead of Kodai Senga.
First off, Manaea, but I get where you're going.
Yep.
Um, but you know what? The 2-0 deficit was because of Clay Holmes.
True that.
Holmes gave up the 2 runs. Manaea didn't give up a run till the walk-off in the ninth.
Right.
I think he had, what, 7 Ks in that game?
I believe so. Great effort of pitching all around by both guys, but the offense did not come through.
It took us till the 9th inning to get our offense going. How sad is that,
Yeah.
people?
Overall, 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position, leaving 8 men on base. Not going to get the job
Okay,
done.
so, just to go All-Star break real quick, because you know what? We gotta acknowledge the champion of the Derby. That catcher from the Mariners, Cal Raleigh. I watched the Derby that Monday night. I really liked. It was a family affair in the final round. The dad was throwing. Cal Raleigh's brother was behind the plate. And then, of course, you have Cal Raleigh hitting the homers. It was a nice all-around effort. It looked really nice.
Yes, agreed. Now,
Okay, let's talk about the All-Star game. Or the Screw You, Pete game. Lindor did nothing. Peterson had a scoreless inning. Diaz gives up an inherited runner in the ninth to tie the game, which leads to a swing-off that was won by Kyle Schwarber because he had 3 home runs.
and inexplicably,
But here's the reason why I'm holding this off to this point, because I am going to be pissed about it, and I'm still pissed, and it's a week later. How the hell did Kyle Schwarber get the MVP when Pete Alonso was... He was freaking robbed of the MVP. Yes, Schwarber won the swing-off, but you know what? It was off 9-in. It was off a freaking loser of a...
And they said that
this guy for the Dodgers?
And they said the MVP was going to be based off of the 9 innings actually played, not this swing off, which makes this thing even more BS.
It's like, screw you, Mets. You're too good. We're not giving you the MVP. They screwed Lindor last year of the MVP in the National League. Now they're screwing Alonso at the All-Star game. If this thing did not go to a freaking swing-off, without a doubt, Pete Alonso, the All-Star game MVP.
Which he should have had to begin with.
And I want to tell you, I never root for the American League. But in that swing off, when that last batter came up for the American League, and the National League was up 4-3, you better bet your butt I was rooting for the American League just to get one home. Just so that Alonso could hit a home run to win it. And that fly ball to right field that went off the top of the wall, I'm like, oh! So close. But all in all, National League proves, as they always do, that we run Major League Baseball. Even if it's Kyle Schwarber winning the MVP. Okay.
Screw Kyle Schwarber. Screw the Phillies, too. I said.
Screw the Phillies, and I got some breaking news on the Red Sox-Phillies game.
Please give us good news.
I don't know about that. But going into the top of the fifth, the Phillies were up 5-0. The score is now 11-0. No, I'm just kidding. The Red Sox came back and put up a 6-5 and 6-5. Let's go, Red Sox!
Let's go, Red Sox.
No Mets fan has probably ever said that in their life.
You sure about that? I mean, enemy of the Yankees is our friend and all that jazz.
And anybody playing the Phillies right now is we'll root for, except for the Braves.
Well,
we don't really care who wins that series.
Well, I wouldn't ever root for the Phillies if they were the last remaining baseball team on Earth.
Yeah, but you would also not want to root for the Braves either.
Nope.
So it's like, somebody lose.
I mean, at least before they entered a rivalry with the Mets, I at least didn't hate the Braves.
Oh no, I always hated that line. Okay, let's talk about the travesty. The horribleness. I despise this series with the Cincinnati Reds. Since when do we lose to Cincinnati?
Unbelievable.
Since when do we lose 2 out of 3 to the Reds? The Reds aren't even that good.
Yeah. Also, we were ice cold coming out of the gate after the All-Star break, which we will go over shortly, but yeah, and what's his name? Alex Carrillo. Terrible in that series opener. 5 runs.
I think we found our new guy to hate.
5 runs in just 1 1/3 innings, and he's still on the roster. But
I think we found our new guy to hate, and it's Alex Carrillo.
Yeah.
How sad is that?
He took us out of the game as we lost 8-4 to the Reds.
Okay, so July 19th, the day that everybody remembers as David Wright Day. It should be a national holiday here in New York.
It should.
The day that number 5 went up into the rafters forever.
Indeed.
And nobody will ever wear number 5 again until maybe Brooke. Right. If he gets to the majors. Maybe they'll say, oh, he's your dad. You can wear his number 5 if you would like. But, and I'm going to talk about this real quick. If you did not have the honor of watching the number retirement, I thought it was cool because they were also inducting David Wright into the Hall of Fame.
That was nothing short of incredible, that whole ceremony. Also, if you haven't seen the documentary on David Wright, highly recommended as well.
The jacket. Giving Brooke the same jacket.
Same jacket. That was amazing.
I was actually crying. I'm like, oh, they got him the same jacket.
They say there's no crying in baseball, but we'll make an exception out of that ceremony.
And you know what? I thought they were going to recreate the moment. Now, for you younger Met fans that might be watching this, because you never know, in 2018, David's oldest daughter threw out the ceremonial first pitch in the final game, his final game. I thought they were going to recreate the moment, but maybe with Brooke throwing it to David.
Right.
But then they had David and his kids throw out the first pitch to David's wife, David's longtime friend, and David's parents. And wow, do they not know how to catch him? The only guy that threw a perfect throw was David. Like everybody else, I saw the grandfather almost tackle the grandmother trying to catch one of them. I was like, they need throwing lessons.
Hey.
But you know what I thought was cool? And I'm going to get to some of the people that were there. Michael Kadire let himself go.
Well, I believe he retired after the 2015 season.
He's only 3 years older than David. I'm like, wow, did he get old fast? Like Jose Reyes and David Wright looked like they were in their 30s.
I want to take some fashion tips from Jose Reyes. He
But
looks so
Jose
badass.
Reyes showed up last, was the last person out there. But him and David looked like they could still play short and third base.
Yeah.
I mean, really, David looks like he could still play, age-wise.
Right.
I mean, I was like, wow. And I thought it was cool that David Wright did not come out of the Mets dugout. But he came from third base side. And stood at his own position.
That was great.
Okay, now
I
let's
just
get to
wish
the...
now onto the game the same day, but yeah, the Mets take an early 2-0 lead, but they can't hold it. The offense goes 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Mets leave 11 men on base as the Mets lose 5-2 to the Reds.
Okay, so the one thing I want to talk about is the Soto hit that went foul. David Wright's reaction. He thought it was gone. I thought it was gone. I was like, is that a home run?
We were hoping.
Man, when Soto... And you know what, Soto... We didn't even talk about it. Soto's first at-bat of the second half was a home run.
All right. Yeah, it was forgotten because we had some guy named Alex Carrillo cough up the lead.
Okay, speaking of coughing up leads, let's talk about July 20th. Bullpen blows 2-1 lead as Edwin Diaz implodes.
Hitting a
But
batter with the bases loaded.
Soto hustled go-ahead run in the 8th. Mets beat the Reds 3-2 to avoid the sweep. There are a lot of worse ways to start a second half, but that's got to be up there.
Well, at least we didn't get swept. But
Unfortunately, we
yeah.
still couldn't get the job done. Okay, now let's get to the Angels series where the Mets really just sucked.
Yeah, they fell behind 4-0 and 5-2 in the series opener, but the Mets fought back from that, scoring 5 runs in their final 2 innings to beat the Angels. So thankfully, a W. I was
And
joking.
you know what? It was all the baby Mets.
Yes.
The top of the lineup was bad.
Top of the lineup's been bad. I mean, Soto had his moments coming out of the second half, but he's been in a slump. Pete's in a slump. Francisco Lindor's was in a 0 for 31 stretch. So their top guys were not getting the job done, and that's a recipe for disaster.
Torres comes with the flurry. Was it game one that he hit the ball that everybody thought was going to be caught, and then the guy misjumped? And it
Yeah,
was a double?
I believe that was it. Yes, where
Okay.
yes, Francisco Alvarez came back and hit that drive. Yes.
And then the two-run home run game two by Alvarez.
Yes.
Frankie Montas pitched a great game. He's getting hot at the right time. Lindor snapped an 0 for 31 slump.
In the
Combines with
final game
Alonso for
today.
5 RBIs. I mean, holy cow, Alonso hit a home run!
Rerun homer to the second deck, left center field.
He's got to be close, right?
To Strawberry, I believe.
Yeah.
About within a handful distance.
As the Mets sweep the Angels 6th in the series and won the game 6-3 today. You know, there's not a lot to complain about this game.
This
Or this
was
year.
this was probably the best played game that the Mets have played in a while.
And probably the best game played by the Angels all series long. Did you see their defense last night? The ball went like it bounced, the guy caught it in the air, and then the ball came out of his glove. I'm like, man, these guys can't play defense.
Yeah, that cost them in the opener as well. That was the same one where their catcher couldn't handle the throw home and allow the runs to score.
Okay, give me 1 sec.
All right. Meanwhile, while he's gone, I might as well put in some of the days in Mets history. I was about to say there were a few days in Mets history that I had written down before I realized that there was going to be a lot, too much to cover.
A few?
Yeah,
Alright, let me do this one, please.
go
So
ahead.
many historical events from years past within the covered time frame of 710 to 723. Matt Franco walks off Mariano Rivera to beat the Yankees 9-8. On July 11th, the Mets send a club record 6 players to the All-Star game in 2006.
Yes.
Like, you know what? Here's the funny thing. Reyes didn't play, and neither did Pedro.
And I don't think Glavin did either.
No, I think Glavin pitched the day before.
All right.
But he was there. But Beltran represented the Mets, LaDuca represented the Mets, and before last Tuesday, the last man to hit a home run in the All-Star game, David Wright.
Oh, yeah.
On July the 12th, 2015, Kirk Neuenhuis becomes the 10th Met to have a 3-homer game and the first to accomplish the feat at home as Mets beat the D-backs 5-3. You know, I was thinking about that. I feel like that it was done before at home. I think it was just that Kirk Neuenhuis was the first one to do it at Citi Field.
At Citi Field.
I thought somebody did it at Shea, like Reyes or something. But I could be wrong.
All right.
On July the 13th, 2001, Mike Piazza hit his 300th career home run, which this will make Feel David old. I wasn't even born when Piazza hit his 300th.
Well, there was one that I left. I'm starting to look these up on the fly, but there was one incident, July 13th, back in 1977. I wasn't born yet. There was a massive blackout that hit New York City, and that included Shea Stadium during a Mets game against the Cubs. I can only
Why does that
imagine.
happen to the Cubs when they played the Mets at Shea Stadium in the 60s and 70s?
Unbelievable, right?
Poor Cubs, right? 1969, blowing a 9-game lead in August, which we'll probably talk about in August.
Black cats. Um, I also found out July 14th, 1970, Tom Seaver became the first pitcher to ever start an All-Star game. So that was very historical. And there was another All-Star game performance that we gotta also mention where Jacob deGrom struck out the side in just 10 pitches back in 2015.
His first All-Star game appearance.
Correct.
Oh, you know what? We mentioned all these great guys that played in the All-Star game for the Mets,
Hmm.
including the guy that didn't do so well. We forgot David Peterson.
One scoreless inning.
One scoreless inning. But, you got to acknowledge it.
Yes, yes.
He was an all-star.
Right.
Well, I could say that he probably should have started the all-star game. But if Kershaw retires at the end of this year, congrats to him. One hell of a player. Much respect for him.
Speaking of Mets and All-Star Game MVPs, July 15th, 1975, we did have a Mets player that won the All-Star Game MVP, and that would be John Matlack in 1975 All-Star Game.
Was that before the Phillies started screwing us out of MVPs?
I think it was.
Sorry, still a little
Yeah,
bit. So it still hurts.
it sure does.
More than the Mets getting swept by the Phillies or the Braves.
Well, those Phillies.
Okay. There are no comments. So, unfortunately, this will be my second to last show before a 2-week vacation. Boo! Boo!
Boo!
Boo! I know you all love me ranting about players.
I guess while you're gone, it's gonna be my turn to rant.
But I am going on a 2-week well-earned vacation. So the show's going on a 2-week high. Because I don't think David wants to run the show. He'll just be complaining the entire time. Oh, David.
Yes.
We forgot. We forgot to mention one of the most important things coming up. I think we should discuss it. Will the Mets make a trade?
Oh, yes. The trade deadline. We have 8 days to go. Less than 8 days to go because 6 p.m. on July 31st, that trade deadline, the door shuts.
Now, do we make a trade, or do you think we got enough right now to say that we could go on a run?
We got to make trades. We at least need some arms. At least
do you think the
bullpen.
Orioles would be willing to trade Trout?
I don't know about Trout.
It's not like they're doing anything anyway. I mean, yes, they're
True.
only 10 games out, but
Yeah.
I don't see the Angels being buyers at the deadline.
Nope, indeed not. I
I
wouldn't
mean,
mind
you know what?
Mike Trout.
I wouldn't mind Mike Trout. There's our center fielder.
A guy who can hit, so there it is.
I mean, he couldn't hit in this series. I think he had one hit.
He had a
Two
home
hits. He had
run.
the home run today,
Yeah, yeah,
and then one other one.
yeah. That said,
Now,
he's
do
still
we?
Mike Trout.
I don't think we need a starting pitcher.
I heard Mitch Keller's name mentioned as far as guys who were interested, but then rumor had it that David Stearns wasn't interested in picking up a starter, so who knows at
I
this
don't
point.
think we need one. Because think about it, the top of your rotation right now, you got Senga, Montas, Manaya, Peterson, and Clay Holmes. And really, we go to the playoffs, we only need 4 starters.
Four, that's true.
And then as backups, you got Paul Blackburn when he comes back, Tyler McGill when he comes back. And you got a bunch of guys in AAA that we could call up. Blake Tidwell, who I think was pitching a great game earlier today in AAA. But what else do we have? We need a hitter. We need some guy that the Padres are too I think far was pitching a great game to say, hey, you want to trade Jose Iglesias back to us? We'll give you running Mauricio or something.
I'd like to take Jose Iglesias back.
Or you know what? We'll give you a blank checkbook. And you tell us how much money you want, because our owner's filthy rich, and we'll give you cash consideration.
Oh, not sure if you noticed, there was that blue thing that the Mets have been waving around when they hit home runs. It looks like a cross between a gigantic flip flop and a surfboard. Do you happen to know what that is?
No, I do not.
Yeah. Actually, I think one of my co-admins said it was something like a chancia. It was something that's like that's for like punishment for the kids. So like
You know
that's
what?
what I heard.
I'm
But
going into the
chanclas. I'm
oh
terrible.
Chonka.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna just talk real quickly about who's gonna be a seller at the trading.
The Rockies.
Rockies guess, but I don't want anybody from them.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Chris Bryant's damaged goods, so that's out of the question. The White Sox.
White Sox, could we get Robert?
I mean, he was.
He'd probably be cheaper than Trout. And I'd say we could try for somebody from the Athletics, but shockingly, they're only 18 and a half games out.
18 only? 18.
We did crazier things last year at 18 and a half games back. We came all the way back and went to the playoffs. We almost won the division last year with an 18 and a half game deficit.
Oh, goodness.
Imagine if the Braves and the Phillies lost the division to the Mets and we were that far back.
Oi.
Well, actually, we don't have to imagine it because the Phillies might have won the East. But when it came to the most important part of the year, they lost in 4 games.
Yep.
And really, everybody's still in the wild card race, even the Pirates.
Even the Pirates.
Pirates are only 13 games out.
Goodness.
The Braves are sticking around, not really, but the Marlins might not be trading Sandy Alcantara.
I mean, weren't they higher than the Braves in the standings at one point?
They have a 4-game lead right now in the NL East over the Braves.
Wow.
Actually, the Marlins are only sitting 6.5 out of a wild card spot.
Goodness.
This is going to be a fun last 2 months, I got
This
to
is
tell
gonna
you.
be crazy. I might
And
have
you know
to.
what? We play for this division.
I might have to load up on the booze.
It might actually be fun to watch.
Uh,
We don't root for anybody else, but you know what? It might be fun to watch who gets the wild card spots. I mean, Mets and Phillies are going to be one of them.
sure.
Mets or Phillies, one of them will be the wild card. The other one will be the division champ. Then you got to add the Padres or the Dodgers. So it's going to be like a 6-team race for that final spot.
All right. That's gonna be
That's actually going to be fun.
That's gonna be
I'm,
crazy.
I'm actually excited for it. Because it's kind of nice when you got multiple teams. You have like 10 out of the 15 teams in the National League good enough to make a run for the playoffs.
Right. This is anyone's ball game.
Like, the
And
only team that
three.
we could say is eliminated is Colorado.
Well.
Because they're 29 games out of the wild card spot. They ain't gonna do anything.
Well, they're historically bad.
I am going to go jump off my roof.
They're historically bad. If I had to recap their season, I think I'd have the whole year off.
You only have 29 recaps done. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. 26.
Unbelievable.
Man, I have to recap all the Milwaukee Brewers and Houston Astros games. Dude, you'd have 121 wins.
Goodness.
It would be hurting.
Well, I type on a keyboard for a living, having to sit in front of a laptop, so
And also,
it's not that bad.
who told the Brewers that they could be a top team in the NLC? Right now, they hold the best record in the National League. Who told them they're allowed to do that?
Wow. After Devin Williams left, and there's
Look
after
where the Yankees are. In all honesty, look where the Yankees are with Devin Williams.
Wow. Wow.
They got a worse record than the Mets. They got 56 wins. We have 59.
Wow. Meanwhile, the Tigers are still kicking it. We were neck and neck with them for the best record in baseball. They're still up there for the best.
No, they're not the best.
They're not. They had been.
Houston.
Wait, what?
Houston is 60-42. The Blue Jays are 59-42, and the Tigers are 60-43. So the Tigers right now are the third best team in the league.
Wow. 60-42, 61-41.
And didn't the Tigers go on like a 10-game winning streak at one point?
Oh my gosh, they've lost 9 of their last 10. The Tigers have.
I think that AL Central just became the hot ticket team.
Well, AL Central, the Guardians are still 8 games in back of the Tigers.
And the Royals are getting hot.
Well, it's still July, so who knows what's going to happen at this
I
point. Anything
mean,
can
look at
happen.
this. The NL East is really a 3-team race at this point. Phillies, Mets, Marlins.
Marlins are 10 games back.
They're a lot closer than the Braves and the Nationals.
Wow. And the wild card.
The Mets have a 2.5 game lead over the third wild card spot. So right now we'd be going to Chicago,
We would.
which I'd rather go to Chicago than play San Diego.
Well, look what we did to Chicago last time we played Chicago. And they series swept us that year.
Oh man, that was a dude. I thought we were screwed when we played the Cubs.
I remember going out to a bar for one of the
McFadden's.
NLCS games. Oh no, it was in I went over to a bar in Bayside, Queens.
All right. Well, we've been recapping other team successes. So we need a bat, definitely.
Definitely. We need an
And I'd
arm.
say both.
We need some
Just the
bullpen
bullpen.
arms.
But who's good that's on the market?
Well, not Robertson.
No, he's with the Phillies. Does Billy Wagner maybe want to come in?
Wagner. Put K-Rod
You know, the guy that's going to the Hall of Fame? I mean, we got Budo back. That's something.
He self-destructed today.
Well, everybody has a bad day.
True. Hopefully.
And Mania won 5 innings.
Yeah.
Which I think this is the furthest he went in a start this year.
Mania? Yep.
Yeah. Wasn't Budo a starter last year, or am I nuts?
He
at
was.
one point?
He was a spot starter.
No, he came up as a starter and he got moved to reliever.
Right.
Because everybody thought, oh, he could be a long man. And he just became our setup guy. He actually got a promotion.
Yeah, I'll consider that a promotion. Yeah.
Instead of pitching multiple innings, you're the guy that they want coming in in the 8th inning to keep the lead.
Yep. Well.
All right. Well, we've kept you a lot longer than we probably should have. And that's it for this edition of the Orange and Blue Breakdown. Hope you all enjoyed this episode. Again, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. For
Dave, aka Captain Caps.
And if Jason shall ever return, I'm Metzrock, your host, and we will talk to you again next week. Till then, let's go Mets!
Let's go Mets! Let's go Mets!